morning, children. Today we are going to learn about mass phase of the national movement 1915 to 1947. So, mass phase of the national movement includes the national movement and the Quit India movement. And in this day, we will learn about national movement, Mahatma Gandhi, his methods. Then we will learn about the non-cooperation movement. Then the Khilafat movement, Rawlatt Act. Then comes the Chowri Chowra incident and what was the impact of this non-cooperation movement. These are the things we are going to learn today. So, first we have to learn about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was born in Porbandar in 1869, October 2. Why did he come to India to fight against the British? Because he had to face a lot of racial discrimination when he was in South Africa. So, even though he had a first class ticket, he was thrown out of the train because of the racial discrimination by the British. And also, another time, he was asked to remove the turban and he refused to do so. So, such things, he understood that there was a lot of racial discrimination among the Britishers. So, he wanted to fight against the Britishers. So, when he, with the help of Gopal Krishna Gokhale, so with the help of the Gopal Krishna Gokhale, he came to India in 1915 and there he started his career, or he started to learn about the British policies and rules. So, what he did is, and after 4 years, from 1915 to 1919, he learned about the British policy, and then only he started to fight against the British. So, mass phase of the national movement, when we are learning, after the First World War, the national movement of India became more vigorous and mass-based. So, it became very strong on the account of the shallowness, the promise made by the British, and they did not practice according to the promise what they have given. So, after the arrival of Mahatma Gandhi on the political horizon, that is from 1919 to 1947, and this period is turned to be known as the Gandhian era because he did a lot his work was marvelous in the political field, and he assumed the leadership of the Indian National Congress. Then he used many methods to fight against the British. First one is the Satyagraha. Satyagraha in Sanskrit word means agraha means great enthusiasm. Satya means truth. So he worked for the soul force or the truth. So the idea of Satyagraha emphasized the power of truth and the need to search for truth. Then another important method he used is non-violence. Gandhiji's whole philosophy was based on non-violence. According to Gandhiji, it is a weapon of strong, mighty and powerful individuals. He launched many movements for gaining freedom, but none of them was violent. Then he did the constructive programs to win the Indian freedom, or attach the greatest importance to individual, voluntary or self-help. Then also he started large-scale mass movement, and then he used the method Swadeshi to fight against the British. That means Swadeshi means we know that things which is produced in one's own country, and he asked the people to to use the things what is made in India. Then he started the non-cooperation movement. What are the circumstances that led to the non-cooperation movement? First one, it says that Montague-Chelmsford reform. That means to be inadequate, that Montague-Chelmsford reforms was inadequate, it was unsatisfactory and disappointing. That is the thing that made the Indians to start the non-cooperation movement. The central government remained responsible to the British Parliament only, not for the Indian people. The system of hierarchy failed because of the executive powers in province were divided into, in each province was divided into two parts, and the British government failed to fulfill the promise of the or introducing the responsible government for India. Then comes the Rawlatt Act. When we talk about the Rawlatt Act, the act gave enormous power to the government to redress political activities and allowed detention of political prisoners without a trial for 2 years. That means a well-known description of the act at that time was no dalil, no vakil, no appeal. That means there is no pleas for the, and the Indian people can be arrested in any place without any warrant. That is what the people could search any place and arrest any person they disapproved without warrant. And the government could order to a person or to furnish the security and report to himself to the police. That is what the Rawlatt Act was so severe for the Indian people, because they could be arrested at any place, at any time, at anywhere without any warrant. That is the act. That is what the Indian people, they non-cooperated with the British. Then comes the Jallianwala Bagh incident, or the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. So in April 13, you know about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. That incident took place. A group of villagers, a crowd of villagers who had come to Amritsar to attend a fair. So many people were gathered there, and what the British people, they said that they Indian people were unaware of the martial law that had happened or that was imposed to the Indian people. So Dyer, a great police officer, he entered that area and blocked the exit points. You know that whoever wants to go out, so that points, the exit points were closed and open fire on the crowd. So killing hundreds and hundreds of people in that park, or in that where the people gather. So he wants to create, General Dyer wants to create a feeling of terror in the minds of the Satyagrahis, so that they will withdraw the non-cooperation movement. But what happened is the news spread the whole of the country, and there were strikes and hartals, and they attacked the government buildings. That is what happened after the Jallianwala Bagh incident. Then comes the Khilafat movement. When you talk about the Khilafat movement, the movement launched by two Ali brothers, the Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. These two are the great Muslim leaders who fought against the British to get freedom for their people. That means why they protested is they had a threat of the position, the caliphs or the caliphs. They were not allowed to take the leadership. Even the priest people, the caliphs also are not supposed to use their names or the titles. So that is a problem in the Khilafat movement they had to face. So what these two great leaders did is they wanted to protest against the Britishers. By the time Gandhiji also helped these brothers to have a unity between the Hindus and the Muslims. So they had a unity, and because of this Khilafat movement, Indian people could unite each other and fight against the British. Then comes the Chowri Chora incident. The incident occurred in 1922 when the non-cooperation movement was its peak. The non-cooperation movement, they don't want to cooperate with the British people. So this incident occurred in 1922 when the non-cooperation movement was its peak. That means in its high position. So on February 5, 1922, a clash took place at the Chowri Chowra, that is in Uttar Pradesh, in which 22 policemen were burned alive. So Gandhiji was greatly shocked by this moment. So he doesn't want to continue the non-cooperation movement. So he wanted to suspend the movement. Why? Why did he suspend this movement? because Mahatma Gandhi, who advocated non-violence, was deeply shocked over this act of violence and decided to suspend the law. Breaking part of the movement, he felt that the country was not prepared for non-violent struggle. So he asked the congressman to give all their attention to the constructive programs. You know, what are the constructive programs? He wanted to remove the practice of untouchability in the society, and he wanted the Hindu Muslims to be united. He wanted the Hindu Muslim unity, and he wanted to use, the people should use only the Swadeshi goods. That means he wanted the people to use hand woven clothes. So these are the methods these are the things he asked the congressman to follow. Then what was the impact of the non-cooperation movement? Actually, what happened to this non-cooperation movement means there was new direction to freedom movement. There was a complete freedom movement was completely directed in a different way. That means then they had establishment of new educational institutions because of this non-impact. What was the impact of the non-cooperation movement? New direction to freedom movement, then establishment of new educational institutions, then it has become a mass movement because it went into the nook and corner of the country, and most of the people, they joined this movement. Then there was a change in the character of the Congress. Congress people were also having differences between the radicals and the moderates. They also started to unite. Then there was Hindu-Muslim unity. Another thing is about the Simon Commission. Simon Commission is named after Sir John Simon, because he was the chairman of the Simon Commission. And this commission is dispatched to India in 1927 to study the constitutional reforms of the Act of 1919, and to take steps or to extend a degree of responsible government. But what was the reaction of the Indian people? Or the Indian people means the International Congress and the Muslim League. Their reaction was because they reacted against a Simon Commission because there was not even one member from the India, or there was no member included in this commission. Indian member was not included in this commission. Another problem is they did not mention about Swaraj in this commission. So that was the reaction against the reaction of the Indian people against Simon Commission, because they did not have any Indian member and they did not mention about the Swaraj in this commission. So both Muslim League and the International Congress reacted against this Simon Commission. Let me conclude this lesson of mass phase of the national movement from 1915 to 1957. We have already learned about Mahatma Gandhi, his methods, and then we learned about the Rawlatt Act, Khilafat movement, Chowri Chowra incident, and what was the impact of the non-cooperation movement. And last, we learn about the Simon Commission and why the Indian people reacted against the Simon Commission, because there was no Indian member in the commission, and also they did not mention about Swaraj in this commission. That is what in the Indian people reacted against the Simon Commission. So in the next class, so let me conclude here. I'll come with the same lesson, the second part in the next class. So thank you.